Hey, Good Fox here. Today I'm going to do some Josh Norman 95 overall Midseason Master gameplay. Alright, so taking a look at this card, pretty cool card art. We'll take a look at the stats. He's 6 foot tall, 90 speed, 92 acceleration, 92 agility, 92 man coverage. A lot of 92s there. 95 zone, 92 press. Hey, that sounds familiar. 93 play rec, and 84 catch. So, good stats in the back. You know, speed at 90 is kind of what you want now for a cornerback. If you got to play like press 3, like say you get that Seattle playbook and there's a lot of like cover 3 press in it, you need somebody to keep up with receivers. You know, he probably won't keep up with Cooks one-on-one, but man coverage, zone coverage, both solid right there. You can really ask this guy to play any type of coverage for you, just like the Redskins do in real life, and the Panthers wish he did do for them. We'll take a look at his chemistry. He's got lockdown and pick specialist. Those two, I mean, they're good. Really, if you can get them to tier 2, both, they're very good. We went through his physical stats. Here are more of his other stats: 70 tackle, 88 jumping, which is okay for a 6-foot frame. Nothing, you know, that you won't jump out of the gym. But pursuit 87, play rec 93. You talked about that. The one thing I worry about is that block shedding 53. That is too bad. It kind of ruins the card, in my opinion. He's got good spec catch at 81 to go up and grab the picks. But we'll go through. Here's the lineup that I'm going to be playing with in this game. I got quite a bit of stream. Thanks to Sahara Joe, the Mutt subreddit moderator, for letting me borrow him for a stream last night, the night before you see this video, to try him out. But we'll move on to the defense. There's Norman. He boosted up to a 97 when I got tier 1 of both LD and PS going for him. We got, lockdown and whatnot. But I want to say the 53 block shed didn't hurt. And you'll see in the very first play on defense here, it does come to effect. He saves the touchdown for me. He sheds his block. I mean, he wasn't being blocked by anybody special. It was Emmanuel Sanders, and you'll see it in just a sec as I'm kicking off here to my opponent. But the 95 zone coverage, he was tested deep a couple times by my opponents on, streak routes or whatnot, and he was in zone coverage. All right, so right here, look at this. If he doesn't shed that block, and I mean the block wasn't thrown by anybody special like Sanders, but if he doesn't shed that, Henry is still running to this day. Like, this was streamed last night. Henry's still running out the building. He's doing the Bo Jackson through the and watch the user. Boom! Knocks him right out of bounds. Not even 2 feet in bounds, luckily. For us, really, as he's throwing some drags across. We're missing a few tackles there. It's kind of the user skill coming into effect. But did I like him? Yeah, I mean, the 95 zone coverage, as you guys saw in the testing video I did, that determines the breakup chances on deep balls. So, like, if you go up to swat the ball away against a guy with 95 zone coverage, it's essentially going to be swatted away no matter what. I mean, maybe Randy Moss gets you a couple times because he's got a little bit higher spec. There's a nice little smackdown. Woo! Smackdown time. But another one, little smack it out of bounds. He did not end up catching that. So back on offense. Let's talk a little bit about Norman. I mean, do you guys feel 90 speed is enough for cornerbacks? Do you feel anything lower than that? What do you feel comfortable with? Like, so I've since moved my Sherman, who had 87 speed. I moved him back, and I moved into nickel. Now, he's got a little bit better block shed, about 10 better block shed than this Norman here in the card. And really at nickel, he does well, although I have him blitzing a lot, and maybe he's not the best with 87 speed to blitz off the edge. But, I mean, really, does speed play a factor that much into Madden? Yes, of course. I don't even know why I threw that. And it's just, I was really hoping to float that one over the head there. And 90 speed, I think that Norman is a top-end corner and will be that. But you can only really trust him if you have stellar other run defenders. Like, if you put on the same side as Jadeveon Clowney. And Clowney's huge, what is it, 94 block shed. And I think you can pump it up a little bit. And Clowney's block shed will shut down the run to that side. And you can put Josh Norman behind him. But what I feel comfortable with 53 block shed against, this was the only opponent that really, the center of their offense was passing the ball. And he did run the ball a little bit. The majority of my other opponents I played last night on stream were run-first opponents. And it's something I want to get into more, running the ball. You'll see this game, I run the ball a lot more. I'm into this I formation that Owned at Worm said the best formation in the game is going to end up being a I formation. And I trust him because the way I was able to dominate with this I formation over my other shotgun formations that I was used to using actually ended up paying off quite a bit. But do I think this Norman's worth 1,000,000 coins? Of course not. a million coin card needs to be almost perfect, or just about perfect at what you need them to do, or so rare that they won't be I don't know, 95 overall. He'll stay relevant. The thing is, his lack of block shed will keep him irrelevant. Like 95 overall, Night Train Lane last year stayed relevant to the end of the season because of his block shed. This Norman doesn't have that, so he is not an end game card in my opinion. Depending on when your end game is. If your end game is the Super Bowl, yes, he's an end game card. If your end game is June, July, like I expect my end game to be, nice little fader out there against the cover 2, then no, this will not. This will be out of touch. Well, depending on what you think, by March, I think this Norman will be done, and you won't be able to be using him because of his low block shed against receivers really that will get better block shed or better run block as the year goes along. Anyways. So wait till he's all solos. This Norman, no head-to-head. His price is going to continue to go down, although it's really difficult to get his nice pick, Clowney. And that Clowney is a game changer. I should do a review on him, too. He's been amazing. His price will continue to go down over the next couple months. I can't see it be worth $1 million. If I were to pay right now, I wouldn't say he's better than Mel Blount. Do you think he's better than Blount? If we compare him right now to Blount, and we should, sorry, before we do that, I guess we can look at his traits before we move forward. Clutch, yes. Big hitter, no. Plays ball air aggressive. I like those. I would like big hitter to be yes, but high motor, yes. Strip ball, yes. Penalty, normal. So about as good as you can expect him to be. But when you compare him to Blount here and Blount's block shed, Blount contributes in every single portion of the game, whereas I think, obviously Norman's a better cover player because he's 95 overall and got the coverage stats, but Blount's taller. They're the same speed. Norman's got better agility, and agility is something that's kind of underrated for DBs because agility really helps them break on balls, especially like in deep zones, and helps them react to the quarterback's throw quicker because they can shift their weight quicker. Acceleration, they're just about the same, one difference. Catching, okay, Norman's got a huge advantage in catching. Spec catch, Norman again, ginormous advantage in spec catch. But block shedding, it's 74 to 53 from Mel Blount, and then tackle and hit power, and play rec, zone coverage. Blount's only an 88 versus 95. So yes, Blount is a much better number 3, but I think Norman is I think you can put Norman at your number 1 and feel comfortable with him. Obviously, being a million coins, you should be that way, but I would not recommend going out and getting him. There are other players that will play similarly for you, especially with only being 6 foot. But anyways. That's it. I got a couple plays left here. What do you guys thought on Norman? Have you guys used him yet? What do you think about him? As my opponent run commits and I throw off the touchdown and he ends up quitting on me. What do you guys think? Is he overpriced? Has he played well for you to earn his price? But that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Call to action. I'll see you tomorrow.